Hey everyone, welcome back to Input, man, and I hope for the last 90 seconds I left you quivering with anticipation. I am joined today by the Oracle of Dreams and myself, and what are we doing today? I don't know, man. We're just going to be talking, hanging out, and chatting, but most importantly of all, we're going to be talking about the big news that dropped on Haslab yesterday. Yes, yesterday, because some intern got fired yesterday for letting it slip early. The Haslab H.I.S.S tank, 6-inch H.I.S.S tank, man. So, what's up, everybody? I'm going to go through chat. Trans Aaron 38, what's going on? Space Mutant TV, what's up, man? Ultra Marcus, the man, the myth, the legend himself in chat. What's going on? JSP in the house. Robot Recruits, the man who you want to order everything from, is in chat. And Rico Red Star, what's up, dude? I hope everybody is doing okay on this fine Wednesday afternoon, evening, night, and morning. And sliding in the home plate is Jay Holler. Hope you're doing good, guys. Oracle of Dreams, like I said, she's joining me today because why? Why not? We all need a counteractive counterpart to go with things. I don't know how to finish that. But anyway, let's talk about this.
You need a sidekick, and I am your sidekick, for better or for worse, right?
There you go. I'm Batman, and she is Robin, and that works because Robin was once a chick. So
can I take Batgirl to kind of match Oracle and Oracle?
Yeah, I guess that works.
Okay. Woohoo!
Wow, that's echoey.
Oh, I am coming at you live from my parents' wonderfully echoey house. I'm house sitting right now.
Live from New York, it's Oracle of Dreams.
Anyway. I wish.
Robot Recruit says, we all need a dream. Yes, man, we all need a dream to strive for. Just don't let that dream turn into a nightmare, especially live on Elm Street. That's just a bad idea.
I am still waiting on that unicorn. Literally a unicorn. I have to move to Scotland, apparently.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we all need to move to Scotland. Anyway, so let's talk about this. Now, see, reason why I wanted you on for this is to kind of get a different perspective, right? Because you don't collect toys. You just kind of see it vicariously through me, right? And
I like fashion dolls. Like, let's be real here. I like them. I appreciate them. I don't collect them anymore. That is expensive, and they are expensive. So.
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, so you kind of have an idea of who we all kind of go through as collectors, right? But like
a little bit.
So
I collect too many pins.
So this dropped right here. We're going to be talking about this Black Series or classified Cobra H.I.S.S tank.
Make this.
Yeah. Now, I did see this. I am really surprised. Actually, I'm not surprised. It's already at 6,000 backers. This went up this morning. I think it was about 9 p.m. It went up. And about 2 hours ago, it had like 3,000 backers. So it's 6,000 backers. I'm really not surprised. But there's something I really wanted to talk about on this that I thought was really messed up. So there's an early bird special offering. Now, if you guys want this figure right here, this red H.I.S.S tank pilot, you have to back it before the 6th, July 6th. Now, obviously, 47 days and at 6,000 backers, this Crimson Guard driver, whatever he's called, obviously that's going to get backed. But I kind of thought it was really jacked up. They kind of put it behind this early bird special, basically saying that if it doesn't reach the 8,000 goals by Wednesday, July 6th, the Cobra H.I.S.S tactician figure will not go into production with the H.I.S.S tank. And to me, it was kind of like, why? If the H.I.S.S tank gets backed at 8,000, what does it matter? What does it matter if it's by July 6th or by, in the next month and a half? What does it matter? So I don't know. Really, really shady kind of stuff there, I thought. What do you think?
That's huge. Like this is for 6 inches, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And then the one that you showed me a while back was with the little Baroness. That's the one that's supposed to turn into Megatron, right?
yeah. And then
Okay,
that one's 3 3/4 inch scale. So,
that's going to
and
be
then
a
the Megatron,
huge
and then
figure.
do what?
That's going to be not figure. That's going to be a huge toy, like giant.
Well, I don't think it'll be too big. Because if you look at the tactician, the driver at 6 inches, if you lay that dude down, that's probably what that tank is probably 8 9 inches long or so. You know, and what 8 inches, 8 9 inches tall. So I don't think it's I don't think it'd be too big, but I don't know. It just like I said, the whole thing kind of rubbed me the wrong way with the July 6th thing. Robot Recruit says because on July 6th they have to pay their electric bills.
That's true. They're
Yeah.
certainly not sending me any birthday money on July 6th, though. Let's be real.
Well, no, you have to send them your birthday money
Oh,
on July 6th.
I'm not sending them my birthday money. That's ridiculous.
So let's take a look at this thing in depth real quick and kind of see what go through the pictures here. If I could figure out how to work Haslab or Hasbro Pulse, there we go. So we'll just
Dude,
all right.
I was on that collector site again, and no, I could not figure out Mattel for the life of me.
So here we got like a front view of it. It looks like a H.I.S.S tank, like with a DeLorean super glued to the front end of it.
You're not wrong.
There we go. We've got the back. And this is all still 3D renders, so we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but we do have some lighting effects, which
cool.
Yeah, which looks really, really cool. And as you can see, the turret does articulate as well. It looks like it goes up and down, like the two turrets articulate from one another and goes up and down and everything. So I think the lighting effects are really, really cool, especially on the inside and outside. I do like the detail in the cockpit. That looks really, really cool. And don't worry, we'll get to the elephant in the room here in a second. But I do love the interior. I love the racing harness that it's got. The super big comfy chair. The pilot's almost like a jet pilot kind of chair. I think it looks really cool. I do like what they've done with the design. I really do. I just don't like I said, and I'll probably keep saying it, I just don't like this guy, this Crimson Guard guy, being put behind that kind of paywall, like they're, because that's kind of them using FOMO, like for real FOMO, to kind of control the market and everything. And I mean, this thing also, okay, so so we just went through the pictures. Let's dive into the $300 price tag. What is that? $325 after tax, shipping, all that stuff, right? Let me go through.
20-inch, yeah, for almost a 20-inch robot, according to chat.
Yeah, what's up, Marcos?
Robot.
M3 says input. Hey, I put input in Oracle. The H.I.S.S tank will be 17 inches long, man. Okay, so it's bigger than I thought. Which, okay, you know what? Then that puts it into a perfect discussion point, right? So I do. So I'm gonna bring this up in chat as well. Let's see. Robot Recruit says tank will be 19 to 20 inches long. Okay. It says it in the email will be 19. All right, and then Marcos, I 100% back this. Absolutely. I saw your Instagram post, man, and dude, I think this thing looks glorious. I really do. I just god dang. But so I'm going to talk about the $300 price tag. I think after tax and shipping and stuff, it's like what, $330-ish, right? Whatever little add-ons. So for $330, you're getting the H.I.S.S tank, a 6-inch H.I.S.S tank, the figure, because this is definitely going to get backed. This is going to hit 8,000 in the next 2 hours. I guarantee it.
Not gonna lie, tomorrow's payday. Tomorrow and Friday are payday for a lot of people. It's gonna get backed.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, this is probably one of those situations where it's like people are looking at it going, "Oh, you know what? Screw it. I get paid Friday. I'll overdraft a little bit or whatever, or I'll spend my last $300 on this, I get paid tomorrow. Um, so my biggest question about this whole thing is I don't understand the price tag associated with it. At $300, the Black Series TIE Fighter, the Black Series Snow Speeder were less than $150 when they came out. And they are massive. The Snow Speeder. I have both, and Oracle, you know how big they are. Like they're massive chunks of toy.
The snow speeder, that's the white thing, right? The white G.I. Joe.
No, the Snow Speeder is the thing from the Star Wars Black Series.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm like, my head's in G.I. Joe still.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to figure out like the pricing for it is really all I'm trying to do, and because I always think, because like I said, those came out at under $150 each. The TIE Fighter and the Snow Speeder, and those are in 6-inch scale as well. So, but they don't have any lights or LEDs or anything in them. But LEDs at Radio Shack and off eBay, you can get like a bag of 100 LEDs for $1.50. So LEDs don't cost that much. So I am curious where the price tag comes from, but this is something that the classified guys have been asking for since the line came out, since Baroness came out and she had the motorcycle, right?
Interesting.
So this is definitely something that I think the 6-inch Black Series fans have wanted, and they're finally getting. And I'm really curious because you see how far it's gotten back in such a little amount of time. I am wondering how this is going to open the door for more 6-inch Black Series or 6-inch classified series vehicles.
I'm with Jay in his comment. If you see it, I'm with him that could have gone to stores at a smaller cost.
I agree, and so that kind of leads me, into the next point for Haslab. This is why I don't really like Haslab, is because I feel like, so you need 8,000 to go into production. 8,000 should be at that $300 price point. At 16,000, now that you doubled the backers, there should be a cost cut, right? Because that's essentially, because that's how these factories work. If you order 10,000 of a figure, it's going to cost X amount of dollars. But if you order 20,000, it's going to cost less, and 30,000, so on and so forth, right? So like, I feel like there should be a price cut with Haslab stuff. 8,000 at $300. Okay, that makes sense. Say 15,000 at $250, 20,000 at $200. Because I kind of feel like you start getting into the numbers that, like, say Target, Toys R Us, Best Buy, Walmart, like all those places would start to order if this went into actual production for like stores and stuff like that. So I feel like there should be a price cut with Haslab. And Jay Holler also says, and it would fly off the shelves. Yeah, 100%. I think it would fly off the shelves. I think anything Haslab has done so far, I think would fly off the shelves. I hesitate to say the Star Wars sail barge would have flown off the shelves, just because of how the size and the price and all that stuff. But that's the only Haslab product that I feel like really needed the Haslab kind of backing thing. But other than that, everything they've done so far would have flown off the shelves, 100%. What's up, Chauncey, man? Hope you're doing good. Robot Recruit says, G.I. Joe Classified is a super hot property at the moment. Haslab is probably going to just milk it. I can definitely see that. And they know how hot it is, because they always say with like Transformers and stuff, they always check the forums. They always check social media. They always check all of this stuff. So they know how much, people are paying for customs. People are paying for, like repaints of like Mattel Starship fighters from Buzz Lightyear and all that kind of stuff. So they know, because they always say that they check the forums and they check this and they check that and all this stuff. So they know how much people are paying for like custom work, custom jobs. So, yeah, let's see. Rico says, no, they'll probably do stretch goals instead. And that's what they're saying too. So there's something else. There's 4 stretch goals that they said. Yeah, I guess this is the episode where they show the H.I.S.S tank for the first time. Right here. So here we go. 19 inches long, 10 inches tall. Okay, so I wasn't too far off on the height of the vehicle, just way off on the width or the length. And the driver is roughly 6.5 inches tall. And let's see. So there's the LEDs. It opens up. There's LEDs in the back area, which I think is super cool. Multiple lighting combinations with Cobra insignia beacon, as if they're Batman and they need they need to know where to go. I do know the treads move, so it's got real working treads instead of just plastic wheels. The cockpit opens up in some weird kind of orientation. I don't know what that's all about. Looks cool. I don't know if it's a reference to anything or what. So I mean, yeah, I think it looks super neat. They haven't announced any of the stretch goals or anything as of yet. The only thing they said that is if it doesn't get the backing at 8,000 by the 6th of July, then there's not going to be a driver that goes with it. But it's definitely going to get backed. So here we go. We have the stretch goals at 10,000 backers. We'll get a classified upgrade number 1 at 12,000 is an upgrade number 2, 14,000 an upgrade number 3, and a 16,000 upgrade number 4. Something that I want to stress to everybody who backs this is that you're paying for the stretch goals already in the $300. Okay, that's something that you guys have to remember, is that you guys are already paying for those stretch goals, whether you get them or not. If they're not reducing the price on this, then those stretch goals are included in that $300 price. That final stretch goal, all 4 of those are included in that price, whether you get them or not. You have to remember that. But I'm really curious to see what the stretch goals are. I'm pretty sure they'll get it. I'm pretty sure the stretch goals will happen. Let me get caught up in chat. M3 says, imagine Unicron at Walmart. Dude,
And
I could only imagine.
That.
Huh?
I have something to say on that, because I remember when I was still collecting Monster High dolls, and there was a Bigfoot and then a, lack of a better term, Punk Cabaret Monster High doll that they were selling.
Yeah.
And they were huge, like almost like the boxes were the size of Unicron, the Unicron's box, because they were just that big of doll, and they came with their own playset. So I could see Unicron being sold at Walmart, truthfully.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't think anything that Haslab has done so far has had any merit to not be at retail whatsoever. So let me see. Chauncey says with
Mattel, but
well, and yeah, it's a different company, obviously, but you know, you got one company showing that things can work at retail, and the other company saying no. Actually, let me rephrase. Hasbro, as far as I know, has never said none of this stuff would work at retail. That's all been fan speculation from what I've seen. But when Hasbro is, or when Mattel is, you know, showing that theory up and showing that it does work at retail, you know, then that theory just kind of flies off, you know, into the sunset. Chauncey says, with any luck, G.I. Joe being a hot property will lead to a decent flick. I mean, I'm always down to see a G.I. Joe movie.
Starring John Cena, because let's be real here.
Space Mutant TV says, cheers, everyone. Wow, this Cobra tank is a super cool. All right, Space Mutant, take care of yourself, buddy. JSP says, Galaxy Edge Millennium Falcon at $399 flew off the Target online shelves in minutes. So the sale barge could have been sold either in stores or throughout online exclusives. That's very fair, given how big that Millennium Falcon is. That's very fair. And then also the Millennium Falcon was at Target, on Target shelves as well. So that's a very fair point. Okay. Then everything, including, I will retract my earlier statement and say the sale barge could have worked at retail as well. Big M, what's up, man? Hope you're good, buddy. I'm doing great. Hope everyone else is too. Chauncey says, "Ooh, a rad stretch goal could be the twins in suits." What is that? Tomar and was it Torre and Tomar? Right? That would be really cool. That would be super cool. And actually, I would take it even one step further. If you put them in suits, you can give them alternate heads and make them shattered glass versions of themselves, which is actual part of the TFCC Shattered Glass lore. They were in there, so that'd be a super neat crossover, and you would have my attention at that point. See, Space Mutant TV. Oh, it's so good. Let's see. Space Mutant, hit that like button, everybody. I appreciate it, man. Bigfoot Transformer, please. As a Beast Wars character, Bigfoot 100% would be awesome. I'd be in for that. Anthony says, I bought the Meg's H.I.S.S tank, but that is as close to G.I. Joe as I get. I don't blame you. G.I. Joe, I don't do the classified stuff. I did for a little bit, but I kind of realized that my heart is in like the 3 3/4 old school 90s G.I. Joe, like the bright colors and all that stuff. Not necessarily the 80s, early 80s Joes, but like the early 90s. Where everything, where, they were fighting like eco warriors and all that stuff. That's kind of where my heart is with G.I. Joe. Let's see. Jay Hollis says, if Titans can go on the shelves, then anything Haslab does can be in stores. I agree. Look, if you guys don't think that any of this stuff cannot be sold on shelves, I want you guys to go through Walmart, go through Target, go through Toys R Us, go through all of these places that have a toy aisle or a toy store themselves. They sell Power Wheels. Yeah, they sell Power Wheels at Target. And during Christmas time, they sold the He-Man, the He-Man, what is it? The Castle Grayskull. They sold Castle Grayskull at Target in the Power Wheels area. So all this stuff could be at retail. It's just a matter of finding space. Do what?
I want us to make a point. Go down, if you're ever in a Target, go down their knockoff American Girl aisle and look at those play sets that they're selling for those. Those fit, like the dolls that they're selling that are knockoff American Girl dolls. They are the same size as American Girl dolls. So those play sets that are being sold will fit an American Girl doll at a cheaper cost. So it's a more cost-effective way to buy American Girl doll stuff without spending those outrageous prices. Trust me, they are expensive, very expensive. But look at those sizes. Look at the size of those boxes. Those are not cheap, and they're very huge, and they don't push very well, but Target still sells them.
And not only that, American Girl has an entire aisle to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Lego has an entire aisle to themselves. Hasbro has an entire aisle to themselves. The
Mattel dolls have an entire aisle to themselves. I was about to say island.
Yeah. So they all have their own aisles. So anything that Haslab does could be sold at retail. Let's see. JSP corrected me, says it's Tomax and Zaymont. There you go. Let's see. Jay Hollis says, I saw a Millennium Falcon at all 3 of my Targets and were gone the next day at $500. Jesus. Definitely understand. I definitely see that for sure. Let's see. A Bigfoot Transformer needs to be a Rock Lord. Yeah, that's true. That's a fair point.
What's a Rock
Anthony
Lord?
says, do what?
What's a Rock Lord?
A Rock Lord was like a spinoff of GoBots back in the day, and it's just a transforming rock. Like, seriously,
okay.
that's all it is.
Okay. Not
Anthony says,
McNuggets.
the McDonald's ones.
Yes.
Anthony says the very little Joe that I have are the classics from the 80s. They are the same scale as my Mask toys, so it works. Are they? I thought Mask was like 3.5. It works. But I thought Mask was 3.5, not 3 3/4. JSP says, as much as I love vintage 80s G.I. Joes, the 25th anniversary figures are the best, but the vintage vehicles still rule. I do see, my thing is like I mix and match. I have a few of the 25th anniversary figures. I have a few of the 3 3/4 inch figures. The old 90s O-ring style figures and stuff. So basically all the stuff I grew up on. And then I still have like all my figures that I grew up with and stuff. And then the 25th anniversary stuff that I got later on, I still have, except for that terrible Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They came in a 2-pack, and they had no articulation, hardly any at all, and just bad. Those are long since gone, but all the other ones are still there. Robot Recruit says, I saw Castle Grayskull in a clearance store near us in the UK. Did you get it? I mean, I think that new Castle Grayskull is pretty sweet. It's a very nice homage to the original. Jay Holler says, I bought my daughter a 4-foot tall dollhouse for Christmas last year. Jeez, man.
That's the
we got one.
The one in my bedroom or my office.
I was gonna say we got one in your office. Yeah, here at the house. Ultramarket says, I love a whole aisle to myself. Anthony says they all fit in each other's vehicles. Okay, that's awesome. I didn't really know that. Mask was considerably smaller than Joe's. Okay, the Mask figures. Mask, Jay Holler says Mask he thinks was 3 inches. Anthony says, I'm not debating. They are different sizes. I just could use the figures all. Okay. No. I'm not saying that we're debating. I was just trying to figure out how big the Mask figures were. Because I don't remember. I just remember them being in like 3.5, and smaller than 3 3/4. I'm not debating. I was just trying to figure stuff out. Although I could have just looked it up, I guess, right? Robots Recruit says, nope, not really my thing, but was surprised to see it, to be honest. Fair enough. So my question to you guys is, kind of already gotten some responses on this H.I.S.S tank, but are you guys backing this? Are you guys in for this? Are you guys going to wait and see what pops up? I mean, what do you guys? How are you guys feeling about this? And while we're here, I kind of showed the other thing I wanted to talk about as well. I was going to click on, but what do you guys feel about the H.I.S.S tank? And are you guys backing this? Are you guys excited for it or whatever? I'm probably not going to get this because, like I said, I'm not big on 6-inch Joes or anything like that. But if you guys are excited for it, or if you guys absolutely hate it or anything like that, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in live chat. Let me know, as I'm really curious to see. Anthony says, too lazy to grab the box. They are all in to use a ruler. That's dirty. Anthony says, I love the deco more on the Megs version. Let's see. Chauncey says, I am a TF collector, so I'm only in on the Megatron H.I.S.S tank, but I can't argue with this thing looking great. Anthony also says black and red is a great color scheme. It really is. Rico says, it's cool, but I collect Transformers and my shelf is full. M3 says, I backed it because that thing called FOMO. I will say, it does make me wonder, man. It does make me wonder how, like, we all know, like, the H.I.S.S tank has come in different colors. There's a blue one. There's the black one. Wasn't there, like, a tiger striped one at some point as well? There's all kinds of ones. I'm curious to see if this gets redone in a different color and then released at retail. That's what I'm more curious about, to see how this ends, how this H.I.S.S take ends. And then also to see how far this goes. If this is successful, are we going to start seeing 6-inch G.I. Joe vehicles more than just the motorcycles? Are we going to get something, I don't know, something G.I. Joe equivalent to a H.I.S.S tank size-wise? But I also want to say this. I also kind of feel like Haslab, at one point, I feel like was meant for like the bigger stuff, not a H.I.S.S tank. But I almost feel like this should have been like a 6-inch USS flag. You know, like Haslab at one point was one of those go big, go home type of situations, right? But kind of feel like, because this would work at retail, this would sell at retail in a heartbeat. I kind of feel like Haslab or Hasbro is using Haslab to kind of, I don't know how to finish that, but I would say like muddy the waters, kind of, to, I don't know, things that they don't want to release at retail, they're using Haslab for. That makes sense. But could you imagine somewhere down the line, classified USS flag? Oh, dude, it'd be ridiculous. Or classified Striker, the F-15 Striker, dude, that'd be ridiculous too, man. I could only imagine. Let's see. Let me scroll back up with chat. JSP says, while it does look nice, I just can't get into it since A, the price point is way out of my range, and B, not a fan of 6-inch Joe scale. Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you. Like I said, I'm not the biggest 6-inch Joe scale fan or whatever. I do have the figures. Do what?
I have no room to speak because I used to collect fashion dolls, so the size isn't an antithesis, isn't off-putting to me.
Well, I sold all my 6-inch Black Series stuff except for one, and it was the one that M3 sent me. It was at the Cobra Viper, the troop, the blue trooper, that was part of that Cobra Island. No, it's not the Cobra Viper. What is it? Yeah, it's a Viper. I don't know. The foot soldier, right? The one in the blue, and you put like a different helmet on and stuff. And I kept him. Because I don't get rid of gifts. I kind of feel like it's rude. They're like kind of messed up or whatever. That's just me. I don't know. Let's see. Jay Holler says Transformers and Hot Wheels only for me. M3 says I will have relations with this. Man, hey, you better not let your wife find out. And if she does, you got to film it. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Recruits. Not gonna lie, I'm super tempted. I'm all in on the Haslab G.I. Joe Striker, but that's 3 3/4 scale. Not sure I have a place for a 6-inch scale vehicle. I definitely understand that, but let me ask you this. Robot Recruits. Why'd you back the 6-inch Striker when there's already a Striker that was made in the 80s? Was it because it was just easier to get complete? Or did you feel like it was like better? I don't know, like it did something better or different that you liked more than the original. Well, why'd you back the 3 3/4 Striker, not getting the original Striker? Let's see. I'm not calling you out. I'm just genuinely curious. Rico says if they were to release this at retail, they would have to take out all the electronics. Otherwise, the packers of this would go apeshit. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Trans Aaron says it's just a damn cash grab. Big M, go buy 2 H.I.S.S tanks for $300. There you go. Trans Aaron says exactly different colors too and stickers. Jay Hollis says the classified flag would cost like $2,000 and be 6 feet long. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's do this. You want my money, Hasbro? I would sign up for a 6-inch scale USS flag.
No.
An 8-foot long coffee table? That's a G.I. Joe Space Harrier that I could put my masterpiece Starscream and stuff on? Sign me up, dude. That'd be sick.
He meant 16 feet, not 6 feet. He meant 16-foot flag.
Hey, either way, I'd be down because, like I said,
where would we put that?
My masterpiece seekers would finally have a place to be while in jet mode. I'd be down. I'd be so down. Trans Aaron says they would release the flag fin pieces like a subscription, like Eagle. Yeah, dude. Hey, they'd be like, "Hey, did you back the USS flag, the back half, right? Well, now back the front half for another $2,000." JSP says, "Of course, I say that his tank is out of my price range. Yet I'm doing a payment plan to purchase the Mondo 1-inch, 6-inch scale He-Man figure. So who cares where I stand?" Honestly, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I saw that Mondo.
That's actually kind of cool.
Dude,
looking at it right now.
It's pretty gnarly, dude. And those things are awesome, dude. Those Mondo He-Man figures are really, really cool. Robot Recruit says that the new Striker is going to be more detailed and will come with extra figures and a ton of accessories, and I'll be able to play with it without having a heart attack every minute worrying about breakages. Hey, there it is. That's fine. And I know that it came with like one of the figures that were originally supposed to come with the Striker in the 80s, but then got taken out or whatever, and it never got produced until now. Something like that. I think, what is it? The pilot with the NASA suit on or something. He had like the big dome helmet or whatever. As you guys can see, I know dick about G.I. Joe. I like what I like, right? So
I
so
will
let's
not
see.
say what I used to explode with when I was very, very young with fireworks every July 4th. So,
Hey, you know what? It's story time with input, baby. So when I was a kid, this not guy, like a friend of mine in school was like, "Hey, if you throw something that you love into a fire and you wish, like you wish upon a star, when you throw that whatever it is into the fire, you'll see the person that you want to see or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." So we went up to the park one night and there was, I don't know, he lit a fire, long story short. And I had a G.I. Joe Mortal Kombat smoke figure. And I was like, yeah, it makes sense. It's smoke, right? And so I was like, I want to see Ghost Rider in real life. That's what I want to see. I want to see Ghost Rider walk out of this flame, old flaming head himself, leather gear, the whole thing, Ghost Rider. And then I threw smoke into the fire, and he's like, okay, you got to give it like a little bit, like 5 minutes, because he's got to show up or whatever. And he never showed up, and I was like, oh, I got ripped, man. This sucks. And then, then the next day at school, he asked me, he's like, hey, did Ghost Rider appear in your dreams? And I was like, bruh, come on, man. That's not how that's supposed to work. You lied to me. So, that's what I used to do with my G.I. Joes, because they were cheap enough to kind of mess around with and destroy, and you could always go spend like whatever it was, $5 or whatever, to go get another one, be done. Let's see. Jay Holler says, knowing Hasbro would take like 3 years to complete a flag if it's sold in pieces. That's true. Marco says, got a jam input by Oracle. I'm back to work later. M3, take care, bud.
bye.
Anthony says, it sounds like being high on mushrooms. So the last thing that I want to talk about in this live stream is the Tonka mashup Tankanator.
What?
Dude, okay. So I want to throw this out there. I think it's a really cool concept. I really do. But as soon as it hits you, okay, because think about the pitch meeting. Hey, we want to do a crossover with Tonka. Okay, cool. We own that brand, right? Yeah, we sure do. Okay, let's do that. What will we make them? Oh, we can make them Constructicon. Oh, yeah, that's cool. And then they do it, and it goes into production, and it's yellow, and it's like, it's G2 Devastator. Well, damn, So I think it's a cool concept, him being yellow and black. He's got that yellow jacket appearance, and if you guys haven't checked out the stop motion channel, that's in-put 2.0, all one word, Yellow Jacket. The sequel to my deep cover stop motion is in the works. Episode 1 will be out soon. So go check out my stop motion channel if you want to see some more deep cover and Yellow Jacket action. Back to live TV. So, but I think that this looks really cool. But do you like that transition? So, but the cool thing about this one is that this will be be sold at Target as well, and the pre-orders are already sold out on Hasbro Pulse. But I wanted to say this. If you guys missed out on this, I do have faith and hope that this will be able to be found in the wild, because it took about an hour to sell out on Hasbro Pulse. And that's just what I noticed. That's just me. So I'm kind of thinking like this will be pretty easy to get. Not necessarily easy, but you'd be able to find one if you wanted to get one. You might have to drive to a couple of Targets, but you would get one that day, kind of situation. I'm also assuming this will use the reissue Devastator molding. And the other thing is too, he's an Autobot. I guess, but we're so used to having Devastator as a Decepticon, and I will say this too. As much as I love me some G1 molds, I kind of feel like they missed the mark. I kind of feel like this should have been a Combiner Wars, Devastator Tonka crossover, not a G1. But then again, I don't know. None of it
I'm
has
going to
been
agree with you on that.
Do it.
I'm going to agree with you on the G2 versus G1.
Oh yeah, it looks exactly like a G2 one, except for, it's just missing the purple. Let's see. Jay Holler says this will be on shelves definitely. Jay Holler says he wants that Tonkanator. And Robot Recruits, it's a great figure, but seriously needs a better name. I mean, come on now, guys. I agree. If you're going to take Devastator and make him an Autobot, you shouldn't, character-wise, you shouldn't give him a name that sounds like the bad guy version. Could have named him after the creator of Tonka. I don't know. It's just my thought. Bobastator or whatever. I don't know who made Tonka. I don't know.
No, I'm digging the Tonkanator, but that's because I have like a lot of fun memories of Tonka trucks. So, and speaking of, I think the dump truck would be a very wonderful gift for your nephew as well. He would love you forever for that one.
Well, like a real Tonka truck or like a Tonka Stator?
No, the Tonkanator dump truck
version.
If they sold them separately, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I can probably weasel my way into a child's heart with the Transformer. I mean, he's already gotten one from me, so 2 will probably just sweeten the pot, So, let's see. Anthony says, from now on, bathroom visits will now be called dropping a Tonkanator. Hey, that's fair.
Better than ours. Better than our humanism.
Well, yeah, I think I dig the colors. I understand why he's an Autobot, because if he was almost said Predacon, Decepticon, I can totally see like it being misconstrued as like G2 Devastator and all that stuff. Let's see. Jay Holler says, does this mean Target will be getting G1 figures now? I guess. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know how this would work with Target, but we'll say it's up. I got a feeling this would be really easy to find. So if you guys want it, no sweat at all. And maybe some retooled heads would have worked a little bit better, maybe too.
It looks a little vintagey clunky. And I don't know, like vintage toy clunky. And I'm not quite digging it a little bit.
Well, it is a G1 mold. So
I know it is. It's just I'm not quite 100% digging it.
It's like I said, I think it's a missed opportunity. I think they should have revisited the Combiner Wars mold. For this,
they probably will. $10. And next year they're going to come out with the G2 version because they have to make money somehow.
A G2 Tonkanator was that end up being would he be like green and black or something? Like,
no.
Hey, you know what?
We'll do the black and yellow.
You know what? Got to finish
Sorry,
the song.
I had to.
Oh. I will say this. If they give me and this gives me an idea for a Combiner Wars Devastator custom or a Devastator custom in general. If they give us this, like a G2 rendition of this or anything like that, I'm going to paint, if it's like green, say it's like green and black or whatever, like some weird G2 coloring, I'm going to paint a giant DX logo across it, just in black. That's it. Lord. And every time he comes to the Autobots rescue, he's going to come flying through the sky. He's going to be making his way to DX's theme, going to be playing behind him. And right before he punches Megatron in the face, he's going to be like, 2 words for you, Megatron, suck it. And he's going to punch him right in the face and in the fight. That's it. So.
Oh, wow. Like,
hey, you know what? Imagination of a child, right? Like, hey, I'm forever 16. We've already known this. I still laugh at fart jokes on movies. My comedy is not sophisticated. So
It is. You just choose to enjoy the sophomoric things in life as well. I mean, come on, my favorite movie is Spaceballs. I mean, really here.
Spaceballs the flamethrower. We renamed our dog to Spaceballs the dog. So
I still want to put her in a little ping pong helmet and the suit and everything for Halloween. We'll go to a cosplay contest like that.
oh, Spaceballs, and then she can have like the Spaceballs flamethrower on her back. I
It
think
was
that'll
either
work.
that or Frosh from Fairy Tale. I mean,
I know it's an anime that you watch, but I'm out on that reference. Straight over my head. So
Sorry.
you'd have to show me the character.
You've seen it.
You'd have to show me the
little
character
kitty
later
cat.
on.
It's the little kitty cat dressed as a pink frog.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
He grew up thinking he was green. Because he was green, he's a frog.
Yeah. Again, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let me put it this way: this is a sweet baby you must protect at all times because they don't have the sense to protect themselves.
Okay. I mean, but you know, my anime is like the super hyper bloody violent, blood and guts type of stuff. So I don't watch Fairy Tail. So hey, and if you watch Fairy Tail, let me know in the comment section if you know what she's talking about. So that's all I can say. But yeah, man. On that note, go ahead.
I said the only anime ever to get me to read manga. So.
Dude, I have so many of those animes. It's not even funny. Like, and you've seen it. We'll go to like Barnes and Noble or something, and I'm like, oh man, they don't have Gans Volume 3, and it like skips. It's like 1, 2, 5, 7. It's like, man, I can't read it now. So let's see. Dave Wave has posable nipples. Says, I love the name Tonkinator. Dude, I love your screen name. Dave Wave has posable nipples. That's so awesome. But yeah, well, guys, I want to say what? Go ahead.
We need to have a commercial break right now, and you have to refuse to calm your tits.
After these messages, we'll be right back. All right, there you go. If you grew up, somebody's gonna get that reference. Let me just put it like that. But guys, I want to say thank you for joining us on this live stream. And hey, if you guys backed the H.I.S. tank or plan on backing the H.I.S. tank, drop a comment down below. Let me know why. What appeals to you the most about it, and if you decided not to, what made you not want to get it? Yeah, let me know down in the comments down below. All that awesome stuff. And Oracle, you want to give them the thought of the day? What do you want to tell them?
I have no clue because I have spent this entire time while we've been conversing looking for swag for my job. So please be nice to the people who give you free swag. They do agonize over it a lot. That's the thought for the day.
There you go. A-Town squeaks in real quick and says, do you do customs in terms of making new plastic parts, wanting to take Studio Series Jolt and have its alt mode made into a Scion TC instead of a Chevy Volt?
Interesting.
I do, but I usually just I'll 3D print them. I'm not really good with like 3D design stuff. So what's that website that we use, Oracle, for the 3D for our 3D printer when we design something? Was it what is it? Huh?
Shitubox?
No, Shitubox is the program to print it. But there's
give me 1 second. Tinkerpad.
Tinkercad. Yeah, if I can't, and Tinkercad can design anything, but if it's a basic shape or anything like that, I can do that.
Speaking
but I would think you're.
I do have access to AutoCAD through the university.
Oh, now we're talking. I took AutoCAD in high school.
I just realized I have access to AutoCAD.
Now we're talking. Let's start. Hey, let's make a third party company. Let's do that. And we'll do chug scale. We'll do chug scale stuff, and we'll compete with Hasbro.
As long as we send a partial donation to the library, because we're totally abusing that.
Hey, we can make a tagline that says your chug scale collection now with less yellowing. But honestly, I would think that your best bet there, A-Town, would probably to get like a Scion TC model kit that's in that same scale as Studio Series Jolt, and just kind of work the pieces from the model kit onto the Volt. And I will say that I don't know how that figure transforms, but I feel like that's gonna be difficult to do because a TC and a Volt being two completely different cars and two stylistically different at the same time. I think that might be difficult to achieve. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely. I mean,
that's an interesting thing.
Check it out.
It is interesting in switching it all out, like to turn it into a Scion TC.
And if it transforms the way that like the say the hood lands on the chest and then the doors are on the arms and that kind of stuff, it'd be really easy to do, but I'm thinking it'd be a lot more difficult just because of how the Bay former figures transform in general and how kind of parts just kind of land all over the place. So it might be really easy. It might be really difficult because of that. JSP says better they make third-party Masters of the Universe classics with better articulation. And then we could do like a Masters of the Universe crossover. We could have Titan class Skull Mountain, right? That would be sick. Transforming Skull Mountain, that'd be sick. But let's see. A-Town says they are very similar. Front bumper should not affect transformation. Okay. So yeah, there you go, guys. Like Oracle said, if you guys are seeing anybody giving out free swag, be nice to them because they're out there dealing with the heat all day long. And I want to add something to that. If you see the Red Bull car out there, don't hit on the chicks passing out the Red Bulls.
They get it all the time from experience. They get it all the time, and after the third person, you're ready to punch somebody's throat. So stop hitting on them.
There you go. As always, guys, take care of yourself. We'll see you guys next live stream, podcast, episode, whatever it is. I'll see you then. Take care of yourself, guys. Later.